Hello and good evening, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Zita's Healthy Beginnings. And this is a World of Women podcast. And today is November 6th, and it's 2022. Thank you for coming. And we have today in our midst one of my friends, and her name is Corey. And before we can pass it over to Corey, I want to actually let you know who Corey is, briefly her bio, and we can then pass it on to her to continue. And so Corey is a people person who have a healthy lifestyle, and she's also helping people to maintain their weight and looking younger naturally using holistic methods. It's a way of living and being on a higher vibration by connecting to your mind, body, and soul. Also, she is an author and had her book published in 2021 on holistic health. The name of it is called How to Look Younger Naturally, and she is on Amazon Kindle. I'm glad she said that because a lot of people can find her book. And right now, I am passing it on to Corey. Corey, over to you. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Zita. So happy to be here. How are all of you this evening? I want to start to tell you how my journey started. So about, I'd say 42 years ago, I'm 64, I had gained weight for a couple of years. And, at the time when you're 18, 19, and 20 years old, you tend to do things a little different. So and eating was one of them. So during that duration for a couple of years, I was also away at school. I had, gained weight. And when I left school, I came out and I decided to, go on this health journey. So I did stop eating meat and chicken at the time, but I was eating a little bit, way too many carbohydrates. So the weight did come on at that time. And after that, I learned to balance. I stopped eating meat and chicken because it was heavy on my stomach. I had, I was doing eating late at night. I was eating the right foods. So when I left school, I came out and I said, okay, the weight's got to come off. And, I was always ate well and exercised. And I started to jog. I figured 30 minutes a day, 4 times a week, 4 or 5 times a week. It was, put it into how my schedule was at the time. So got into better eating habits, no eating late at night, no junk food, got into eating healthy, doing my exercising. And, the weight came off within, I'd say 6 months, maybe. And I kept it off. And I intertwined, I'm very consistent. So I kept at it with eating healthy and the exercising. And then, of course, in life, things change. So the jogging went to brisk walking because now I was working in Manhattan. If any of you are familiar with Manhattan, and you come out of Penn Station when you're commuting, which I did for 26 years, you brisk walk quite a bit, which I loved because I was getting lots of fresh air at the same time too. So I'd always work at places a half hour away from Penn Station. So it was perfect. Not too far, not close. So I have that 30 minutes in the morning, and 30 minutes in the evening. And I used to also work out, go to the gym after work. And then I said, nah, this is a little tiring. So then I decided to do it during lunch hour. So I'd have the 30 minutes in the morning and the 25 minutes of weightlifting on the machines, which are very good. And then the 30-minute walking after work. So I packed it all in, I didn't have to worry so much of doing anything on the weekend because I was doing it 5 times during the week. So, and I also allow on the weekends, I always tell this to everyone. First of all, it's no such thing as dieting and starving yourself. It's just eating healthier, and there's so many healthy things to eat. And on the weekends, you allow for small indulgences. Do I like sweets? Maybe like a little ice cream cone or a couple of cookies, not the whole pint of Haagen-Dazs or Ben and Jerry's, not a whole bag of cookies, not the whole pie, like a piece. It's just balance. So I got very, acclimated to that, and I felt great. Had a lot of energy, and felt really good. And also, what I entwined was meditation. I found that was very helpful, which is helpful for anyone, really. And you could, meditate 10 minutes a day. You could do it in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evenings. You could do it sitting up or laying down. So I, of course, started at 10 minutes. It took me a while to, get my mind calm and still kind of have to like wean into it, just like with anything else, just like with food, just like with exercising, but you have to be consistent. You can't just go in there once and just try it. Oh, I tried this once or twice a week and that's it. You have to be like consistent with it. So I started 10 minutes and then built to 15, 20 minutes. Now I do like 25 minutes to a half hour, which is plenty. And I used to do it in the evening, depending on your schedule. Now I do it in the morning. So it all works. It all works out fine. And so that's like been my path in life. I just kept on this, journey of eating healthy, and exercising, and there's different types of exercising to do. Like if it's now that I don't commute into the city anymore, I'm here in Long Island, and work from home. So you walk around where you live, and it's fine. And not far from a boardwalk, which I totally love. If you ever been or you're close by a boardwalk or park, just put on some music. And that's meditation too. It's just moving by the ocean. That's great. Walking in nature too. And so I kind of varied it. So, and if the weather's not good, like things in the gym, now I go on the treadmill because this summer it's been too hot. So I'll go on the treadmill. Although I've tried a bike, the stationary bike, the Stairmaster, the elliptical, and the rowing machine, and they're all good. I just like the treadmill. That's all. But just whatever whatever you prefer. So I'll do the treadmill right now because it's hot, and I can't wait till the end of September when it's cooler and I can go back on the boardwalk. Get that fresh Kool-Aid because that's what I like. So, and whatever you prefer, if you like the classes they offer inside the gyms, that's great too. Anything aerobic. If you prefer to do it at home, you could, do stuff at home, get machines at home, or do your thing at home, whatever works for you. Everyone's different. So, as I'm on this path, I was fortunate to come across a group of people. This was about 9 years ago. That was in a Facebook group, and they were all writing books. And I never considered myself a writer or thought about writing till that time. So I said, okay, let me give this a try. And I thought I'd first write about personal development, but then one of my mentors at the time suggested that's the hardest thing you could, teach people is personal development. Maybe, is there anything else, you like? And I said, I like holistic health. He says, well, why don't you, write about that? And I was like, okay. I started to write. I don't know where that came from. And I had written 72,000 words, just writing this and writing that. And of course, I got help at the time. And then it was supposed to be, then I narrowed it down to 12,000 words. First, it was too much. Then it was too little. And then I found the balance of 22,000 words. And I was going back and forth with it because I wasn't able to get it published till last year. I didn't have the financial means to do that, but I still, got suggestions and ideas and kind of had it like all ready for when I was ready to, to get it published. So fortunately, last year, hooray, yes, I got it published. And so this year was the website around it that got completed. And I just think it was important, like, to put in a book all the holistic modalities. So it's like kind of small. And, people could kind of come through it. It's easy. The chapters are condensed. So if you're looking for like juicing and fasting or different types of vegetarians, and then there's like meditation and yoga and sound therapy. So I kind of all merged them because it was suggested to me to do that. And then I started this year doing coaching. So I'm a holistic health coach, and it's been, it's been very rewarding. It's been very nice. And I think it's very important too to take care of your health. From that point in time, because I was always healthy. No, I don't have any health issues. It's just very important. And like what I narrowed it down to, the three most important things are what you're eating, your exercise, and meditation. Because I feel like that it relates to everybody. And then the other things, in the book are additional. If you like using aromatherapy oils, or, you like massage or Reiki, or, any of that stuff. But definitely narrowed it down to eating healthy, and it's everything, your health, and you only have you just have that one body. You want to you want to take care of it. So it's important. Yeah. So yeah, but I tell you though that 9 years, I just said it's just going to get published. It's just I put so much, put a lot of thought and work into it. I didn't push it aside. I kept, of course, working on it all the time, do as much as I can. Oh gosh, if I tell you, this got deleted, this got added, this doesn't sound good, and you kept going back and forth with it. Um, and all the meantime, I didn't think of myself. I didn't realize, that I was a writer. I just till that time, I didn't think of it or know about it when I was younger. I had no thoughts of writing. I guess it's just different stages of life, different things come out at the right time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Thank you so much.
yes,
Thank you.
yes,
Thank you for sharing. And,
yes,
when you talk about 90 years of trying to tweak a book, trying to make it as perfect as possible before you can share it with people. One thing I learned about that is your perseverance, wanting to stick to something and make it worthwhile. And it doesn't
yes,
matter how long it took you. And here
yes,
today, you're a publisher.
yes,
That's one thing also that I know about a lot of women. We try to make everything as perfect as possible. And it takes us, and sometimes we also doubt ourselves.
yeah,
Like I heard you say, oh, I didn't consider myself a writer. How will anybody consider themselves a writer until they're right? And they're published. So yeah, but that's human nature, especially for women. We try sometimes to really underestimate our abilities, to make a lot of accomplishments in life, and until we step out in faith, you find yourself now doing it. Now you're proud that you're a writer, and I'm sure there are a lot of potentials in you that are really untapped at the moment, and that goes for all of us, especially for women who are still in doubt of them about themselves, what they can do or cannot do. So one thing I can really encourage people to do is to learn. Today we're learning from Kari, who really felt for 9 years that she couldn't produce anything that would be worth anything, But here today, she's a publisher. And she's publishing, her book was on holistic health. And health, everybody knows that it's individual responsibility to start with. And then being individual responsibility, we need support. You mentioned also, Kari, that you met a group of friends. I'm sure you got, pat on the back. You got some people gently kicked you to, why don't you do it? Come on, do it. Yes, you can. We need people like that on a daily basis, living our own life, living healthy. And you mentioned one thing that really struck me there. A lot of us think that getting healthy is by dieting all the time, exercising. And one thing science has really proven is the more you diet, the more your body craves. And what happens is it's not healthy in the first place, because as soon as you go back, you start dieting, then you stop it, you will see nature hates any obstruction. Nature hates barriers. The next thing is you just watch yourself go right back, sometimes worse than you first started. So when people are thinking about dieting and exercising, just think about it. It is not the healthiest approach to living healthy life. Corey has produced a book that step by step helps each one to really look at it in a holistic manner. That you're trying to lose weight, it's like you want to see the things that you're eating that you shouldn't be eating a lot of. There are things we should actually eat a lot of, like vegetables. I mean, you can drink water, you can do all of that, no problems with them. But there are things that we have to curtail, especially with age. Things like a carb, she mentioned, we need to curtail that when one is not really physically active that much. Whenever you eat all those carbs, they go there and sit. And then as we age as well, metabolism becomes a problem. It's not everybody that really is able to, metabolize and get rid of the waste on a daily basis. Of course, our food here in the United States is not the best. So it does not even, help anybody to be healthy. But what is important is that watch what you're eating and watch how much of that you eat. Plus, get outside there and get some fresh air. You don't have to really walk 1,000 miles a day. Just take one bit at a time, get the fresh air, enjoy it. Because if you're not enjoying it, it's not going to have any impact on you, nor on your health. So Carrie started this, and look at how healthy she looks. She does not look her age at all. If she didn't say it, I would never have suspected she's that old or that young, but she worked on herself. It didn't just happen. Just so we know that if we want something we want to be productive in life, it doesn't matter what it is. Being committed to it, doing little by little on a daily basis, I think is the key. We cannot actually expect miracles to happen all the time, especially the ones that we've been given the grace, the opportunity, the intelligence to accomplish. God is not going to do it for us. So it's only when we're doing our best and asking for extra grace, that is when God will really intervene in our lives. So I'm so glad that we have Corey today. And Corey, please, can you put your information on the chart so people can locate you and also locate your book? You said it's only on Kindle, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's on Kindle. It should be cheaper for Kindle and more available wherever anybody is. I think that's the positive thing about taking Kindle books these days. It's like it's ebook. You can read it anywhere. Take it with you on your iPhone or whatever phone you have, and just enjoy it. So while we are waiting for Corey's information, does anyone have any comments or questions for Corey? Please unmute your phone and ask your question. So Corey also mentioned meditation. So we are talking about eating healthy, eating, doing some exercise, moving your body, and meditation. We can't talk enough about meditation. And like she rightly put it, you can meditate sitting up, you can meditate lying down, you can meditate standing, whatever feels comfortable for you at the time. And whatever opportunity you get, to do it, just do it. 5-10 minutes on a regular basis goes a long way. So We know what we're looking at: eating healthy, meditate, and exercise. And then we maintain that. That really helps anybody and everybody to manage their health. There are a whole lot of health problems that people are having these days as a result of eating a little bit of what we should be eating and eating too much of what we shouldn't be eating. So it's a matter of, balancing, eating healthy, eating the much you're supposed to be eating, and just reducing some of the quantities that are not really healthy for us. It's a challenge. I agree with that because I also struggle with that myself. Exercise some days when it's too hot. I don't want to go out. I don't want to take a walk. But something good that anybody could do is if you have steps in your house, you can take steps, from time to time. And that will really substitute for going out if you don't want to walk under the sun. And you don't have to. So that other doing a little bit of stretching here and there also helps. So yeah. So if you want any, if anybody has any questions, can you unmute, please?
Hi, Zita.
Yeah. Hi, Hannah, how are you?
Okay, can
Good.
Hi, how are you, Zita?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Yeah, I'd like to ask Corey a question. Corey?
Hi, Hannah.
Hi. Did you write your book yourself? You didn't have anyone write it for you, right?
A ghostwriter.
Oh, you did?
It was self-published, but I did have a ghostwriter. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, good. I have a story to tell as well. And your presentation was so inspirational.
Oh, thank you so much, Hannah.
So, I'd love to connect with you and, because we all have a story and I have my story. But so you got a publisher, you got a ghostwriter, and they got you a publisher?
No, it was a friend of mine who suggested this person that was a ghostwriter.
Right.
That went through, even though I self-published, I didn't, do it all on my own. You do need that backing of someone to look at it.
Oh, yeah.
And and go through it.
Yeah. So your book is available on Kindle and ebook. It's not, have you ever thought of having it as a book and, publishing and have it as a regular book?
I did, but the person I was working with suggested that I just keep it in Kindle. He says, because that's where all the sales are.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's very good advice. Yeah. So, I'd love to connect with you and get your advice. But what you said, I've been procrastinating myself with my story. I'm complacent, but I know that I can't write this myself. I need to get a ghostwriter.
Okay.
I need, yeah.
I was going to say, I could reach out to the person that helped me.
All right.
And, then I could get back to you on it. I was just taking down your information.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And
so,
Great.
Yeah.
Great. No, you're so inspirational, Corey. And
thank you. That's
yes.
so nice of you. Thank you so much.
But, I understand. I've been, again, complacent, procrastinating, but I know that I can't do this myself.
Right.
I thought that I could. I
Right.
started writing, but I just have too many things,
Right.
Right.
that
Right.
so, yeah, so great. All right, I'll get your information's in the chat.
Yeah, I'm putting it in now.
Yes, she's,
perfect.
yeah.
Perfect. So, okay, so your beautiful presentation, so inspirational, and I'm so happy that I met you.
Oh, thank you so much. Likewise.
Thank you, Corey.
We'll be in touch.
Be in touch. Okay, great. Thank you, Zita.
Oh, you're welcome, Hannah. Always nice to have you. Yeah. So, Corey, the thing is about your book that really is also inspirational is that people who know and you were able to really open yourself up and look for support. And that's rightly what Hannah just mentioned. We all need support. We all need help. And we all need to know when we need that help. The point where one will say, oh, I'm going to stop. I think I need some help here. Because a lot of us, like Hannah mentioned, a lot of us have stories to tell. We have individual stories. We have a family stories that other people would love to learn from us when we share it. We have other kinds of stories that will really be inspirational to people. The question is, how much time do we have, to spare to kind of articulate the whatever story we want to share? How much time? But if we really want to accomplish something, we're going to have to put a little bit of effort and then look for help. And that's why you have people like the ghostwriters. They're out there looking for who to support, because when I read other people's story, it really inspires me. It challenges me actually to do better. It asks me a whole lot of questions. Who am I? What am I doing? If somebody could do this in their own circumstance, what am I doing? I could also do it. So this is very important. And that's why we bring people to share with us their journey, what made them do what they're doing, and why they're productive in what they do. So, Corey, the other question I would like to ask you, I know that you have some clients right now that you're coaching. Do you have more of men or women, or, it's the equal, number of people coming for you to coach them? And two, what will you tell a woman who is just sitting there thinking, oh my God, I have this information to share with the world, but I don't know how to start it or what to do?
Yeah. So the first question, it's all women so far. Yeah. And the second question, I would say to reach out and find a mentor. If,
Yeah.
because sometimes that's the key to a lot of things. Finding someone that could, we all need some guidance with things.
You're absolutely right. And in addition to that, I would say also look for the higher power, God or whatever
Yes.
you feel, and let them guide you, let them direct you. Be open to yourself and be honest. Because once we open ourselves, we become vulnerable. I mean, nobody's perfect. And whatever we want to do, we want to do it with the best of our ability, and then rely on the grace of God to help us, to support us, to direct us to the right people who would really give us the assistance we need to accomplish our goal in life. And also, I think, Corey, people can also reach out to you as a mentor, as a coach, and you'll be able to direct them in the right place, on what to do and how to start. And I also always ask my young mothers who are juggling family, juggling school, juggling all kinds of stuff, and who have that aspiration to also write a book or do something else, start a business, or just, do something that they have been intending to do. A lot of times it's a challenge. You can't just juggle everything and still have time to do everything. So this is an opportunity for you to reach out to people that can help you, do other things. A lot of women are so busy, very busy. And there's this high-paced life that is challenging to everybody, but more so to families, young families. So I want to really encourage you to reach out to people that you feel that can help you. There's help out there. Pray and get the right help and live the life that you've been called to live, because life can be very enriching when we do it the right way. It can also be challenging when one is not really focusing and doing what they're called to do. Each one of us has been called to do something unique with all the gifts and talents we have. So the question is, how do I tap, on my gifts? How do I really harness that? Who will help me to be the best I can? So thank you so much, Corey, for coming and for this presentation. We're going to invite you to come back soon, because this is really good, and to know how far you've gone with your book, the sale of the book. And I'm encouraging everybody to please connect with Corey, go online and check out this book on Amazon. She said it's Kindle, and get it for yourself, and you'll be glad you did. So next week, we will be having one of my friends, Helen Modoc, and she talks about, again, holistic healing and looking at how you can really do natural planting and farming and gardening. These are all things that we need to incorporate and integrate in our lives to actually make it holistic and enjoy life. So we are here every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And as always, this podcast is brought to you by the World of Ability podcast in collaboration with Transform You Network and PAC. We are so happy for the opportunity on this platform to reach our audience and educate, empower, and support women to keep doing what they're called to do. And that is make peace, support families, and bring peace and happiness to the world. So thank you all for coming to this podcast. And Corey, you want to give us last words before we conclude?
Sure. Follow your heart and never give up on anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And thank you so much for having me, Zita. And thank you, everyone. It was very nice.
Thank you. And so happy you're here. And finally, we did it. So yes, I'm so happy. And we are going to learn from you. We know your secret now. We're going to have to practice, like you encouraged us to do. And thank you all for coming. If there's no other question, let's just call it tonight. Okay. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night. Good night. Thank you, Corey.
Good night.
Thank you.
Corey,
Thank you.